Okay, what I'd like to have you do now is tone a sheet of paper. A toned paper means that it has an even value all over the whole thing. Okay, I have here 2 sheets of newsprint because I want to keep my table a little bit clean. So I'm going to put 1 sheet of newsprint down across my table this way, and I'm going to put the other sheet of newsprint across that so that I have an area here that I can off the edges and tone my paper all the way to the edge. I then take a stick of compressed charcoal and I lay it down on the side and I rub it all the way across the paper, sort of lightly. So that I start to get gray matter in here. Now I'm not going to go over the edge of this paper. I'm going to get a bump. I'm already getting stripes enough as it is, so I'm going to slide my paper up. And I'm going to move lightly across this way. I can go in 2 directions if I wanted to lay it this way so that I get the edges, or so that I'm getting sort of a grid instead of a stripe moving through there. I can do that. I don't want to go too dark on it, and I don't want it to be too light. I kind of want it to be a medium tone of gray. You also have the option, if you just want to go crazy with this, of laying this down on the other sheet and doing this. You can do a scribbly background if you wish. The problem with that is there's going to be less likelihood that you're going to be able to see what's going on there, and the marks you make are not going to be as visible, but this is also okay. All right. Once I get some material down, I take my fingers and I rub it around in there to sort of neutralize it all and make it all kind of go into a gray area. All right. So everybody take a full sheet of newsprint and get a tone going on it. Once I have a sheet of paper toned, then I want to put it up on my easel. If I wanted to draw that cup onto my easel here, I might take my charcoal and draw a line like this, but I might start out with my eraser. Because I already have some pigment down here, I can actually say that that's an effect of the light and not the darkness. And I can come in here on this side, the symbol, since my light's coming from this direction, I can go in here and draw the light with my eraser. And I can come over here where I see the darkness and say, this is going to be, okay, so I can come over here and say, this is going to be the dark side of my bowl over here, right? In between light and shadow, where it turns to shadow, I want to make a shadow core, so I'm going to go even darker in there. Here I'm seeing shadow happen across the bowl this way and up in here. And this is a function of the light, so I'm going to draw over here with my eraser. It may be that I don't have enough contrast over here, so I'm going to take my rubber eraser and I'm just going to carve out the light to get back to paper white over here. I'm going to carve out the light to get back to paper white over here. Looks like my reflected light here and the tone of my paper is about the same. So that keeps my rule where I'm saying I'm coming back to paper white with my light and I'm letting my reflected light be the tone of the paper there. If I have the roundness of the ball up there, then maybe I start drawing that with my eraser and say I'm seeing fabric come up over here and do this. I'm seeing this fabric coming down here. I'm seeing this fabric over here, triangle. This is hanging like so. Then I can do shadow blocking where I see it. Dark, dark, dark here, dark over here. Maybe I want to carve some lights out. Light here. Really light up here. Notice that I'm not just tracing my drawing, I'm actually looking at the fabric, drawing the light where it's supposed to be, and that way it's correcting my black shape as I draw my white shape. All this up here wants to be light. See how I'm changing my lines and I'm moving and all that kind of stuff? I'm not really worried so much about keeping any paper pristine because it's already all muddy, right? I also have the ability to go back and forth, right? So if you guys were to draw on this for half an hour like this, and then let's say I put the cup up in front of it, then I would just go into my drawing and ignore this stuff in back and just say, well, all right, the cup sits here. Maybe I want to draw that with my eraser first because I'm seeing the top of that cup as a line that goes through here. And carve out the top of the cup. And then it moves to shadow over here. Actually, it moves to shadow, lines right up below this. So that cup should be coming over here. That ellipse is wonky. So I'm going to put a shadow over there, and I'm going to put the side of the cup down here. And I want to carve this light towards this right here. So all of this is in light. I'm just erasing the parts that I've already drawn. Not trying to get it exact, although I am trying to make the mark in the right place, right? So your marks don't have to be perfect, but the marks that you make need to be placed correctly. Does that make sense? Some of us love to get into those little details. I'm going to say let your detail at this level be about where things go and not exactly how they look. Your eraser is a tool. Your eraser is a drawing tool. And every mark you make, even if it's with an eraser, is going to show, right? So let's just get comfortable with our marks showing, with our mistakes becoming part of our drawing, with being able to change our mind. And let that be part of your drawing. Let your process show. I have to make decisions as I look at this as to whether I'm going to go black or gray with it, right? Because I'm still in my black, white, and gray phase. I have to decide what I want to do here. But that's also making me make decisions about whether I'm seeing light or reflected light, cast shadow, or highlight. All those things are coming into my decision-making process And towards the end of my drawing, I'm just like checking for nuances. Where is it soft? Where is it hard line? Do I have shadow core where it turns from light to dark? Do I have a difference between where it turns to the edge of the fabric? All that stuff I can ask later at the end of my drawing. Back and forth and back and forth. And sometimes I just dust the whole thing down and then go back with my eraser and say, where's my lightest lights? Carve that back out. Because then I have a difference between light and highlight.